as much about the photographers who captured hip-hop history as it is about the artist who created its music.
A lot of times, the photographers weren't professionally trained per se, but they were part of the culture. And so when hip hop started, in the Bronx in the 70s, they were right there. Hip hop wasn't on the radio yet. You had to go to parks, roller rinks, local DJ spaces to even hear it. And it was just this, music of everyday people.
LA, by the way, has its own historic corner in the exhibit.
You can see in the photos this moment, right, where LA kind of comes into its own. It looked different. It had like the white tees, the Dickies, the car culture, the tattoo culture, the lowrider culture. Like that was very much an LA signature. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Pictures like that of the late Nipsey Hussle capture that LA moment, and there are so many LA moments.
I love when you can see the neighborhoods and really the places that made LA hip-hop.
Altogether, more than 100 historic photos capturing iconic hip-hop artists. Not bad for a musical tradition few thought would last. But last it has, influencing many other types of music.
Hip-hop always just portrayed itself as being raw and real and speaking truth to power. People connect to that. Fast forward now to it being a dominant, global phenomenon.
The exhibit at the Annenberg Space for Photography stays open until August 18th of this year, and it's free. The South LA community got together to rededicate a beloved neighborhood park. From carnival games, dunk tank, face painting, and lucha libre wrestlers. It was fun for the entire family.
Let's give a big round of applause for South Park 2.0. Amen.
Today, we're unveiling a new and improved South Park.
I don't know if everybody realizes, but this year is 120 years this park has been in existence. That is a long time. This is one of the first parks in the city of Los Angeles.
The LA Times call it the Monte Carlo of Los Angeles, minus the wicked jingle of the coin.
I live right here in the neighborhood, so I've been aware of this park since the late 50s.
Our parents used to bring us here when we were kids. I haven't seen it look this good in years.
Our generation isn't the generation that just holds things together. We're the generation that are going to create. We're going to rehabilitate. This will be one of the examples of what can happen when a community comes together with a vision.
One.
My message to the community is these weren't dollars that Kern Price or Eric Garcetti had. These are your tax dollars, and because we're spending your tax dollars in your community, now it's your responsibility. Keep it clean, keep it safe, and use it. A park loves to be loved.
Investment is not just in the grounds and in the grass and in the trees. It's an investment in the people who live in this community.
Put your best foot forward. Every individual, put your best foot forward.
I'm just praying and hoping that the upkeep stay up and that we all come together as one to do whatever we need to do to benefit the neighborhood.
We must really love one another. We must love our communities and do everything we can to keep it safe and clean.
There was even more family fun at the city's Earth Day celebration as folks learned about conservation and even brought home some trees.
think in our home, for example, the importance of recycling, the importance of making sure we can conserve water to make sure that our planet could survive for generations to come.
Recycling the most basic of things, papers, cans, at home, that's something that everyone can do. Ensuring that nothing gets thrown on the street that will contaminate not just our water, but it'll blight our public spaces. We all want things to look clean and beautiful.
I conserve water and I reuse and recycle items. And to help the earth, I conserve water and take short showers.
I recycle whenever I can, conserve water.
Earth Day should actually be every day.
Councilmember Paul Koretz gets a special honor. A new Green Deal is announced by the mayor, and the city's first two-way bike lanes are coming to downtown LA. All this in City Beat. As Earth Day celebrations and education continue in Los Angeles, Councilmember Paul Koretz was honored for his 30-plus years of forward-thinking environmental policy and action. His contributions are almost too many to list, as Councilmember Mike Bonin pointed out at a recent surprise ceremony in City Council.
Mr. Koretz, would you please come up and join us?
I really appreciate this. I don't know what to say. This means a lot to me. It's something I care so much about. Save our planet and save our species, save our wildlife, and keep LA and the rest of the world as it should be. So thank you so much.
Congratulations, Paul.
And along those lines, Mayor Eric Garcetti unveiled LA's Green New Deal, a plan designed to greatly expand Los Angeles' strong commitment to renewable energy, resulting in a cleaner, safer Los Angeles for decades to come. As use of bicycle transportation continues to grow, Councilmember Jose Huizar unveiled the city's first two-way bike lane in downtown LA. The improvement is designed in part to allow residents easier access to downtown's historic core. Los Feliz celebrates a brand new playground thanks to the Department of Rec and Parks and Councilmember David Ryu.
All right, we're going to get started because I honestly do not want to take these 3-year-olds on. 3, 2, 1,
I really want to thank everyone for joining us today for the opening of this very new playground. This is what a park is supposed to be. An open space for all, and of course, especially for our young children. What do you think?
There was a call from the community in Los Feliz. They needed a playground, and this is like the newest and greatest addition to Griffith Park.
We're so happy to be celebrating this amazing event, this incredible playground, and we definitely look forward to welcoming more spaces like this in the Los Feliz community.
Playgrounds are the very first introduction of our kids to the parks. Our goal is when we get the kids coming into the park through the playground, then we're able to introduce them to the other really magical pieces of the park system. I always like the saying that we need more green time and less screen time.
This means so much to me because when I was growing up as a child, we lived in a 2-bedroom, 700 square foot apartment, and we had no front yard or backyard, and it was parks, it was public parks, in particular Griffith Park, where I came to play.
Get on the Do Good bus and do some good. A citywide open firehouse celebration kicks off, and get ready to move to the beat as Summer of Salsa returns. All this and things to do. If you've been wanting to get involved in your community but haven't been sure where to start, then just hop on the Do Good bus. You'll meet like-minded folks for a day of games, fun, and a volunteer opportunity at a mystery location. Try out the Do Good bus on Saturday, May 11th from 8:15 a.m. The latest pack of do-gooders board the bus at Echo Park Lake on 751 Echo Park Avenue. For more details, check out their listing on Eventbrite.com. You're invited to bring the entire family for the LAFD Fire Service Day 2019. A citywide open firehouse celebration. Get to know your local fire crews in this 2019 LAFD Fire Service Day, happening Saturday, May 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. To locate your nearest fire station, visit lafd.org/station/station-results. La Plaza de Cultura y Artes invites you to Summer of Salsa, a free concert series held at this historic open-air venue. Gracing the stage on May 10th will be Ricardo Lembo and Maquina Loca. Summer of Salsa featuring Ricardo Lembo and Maquina Loca takes place Friday, May 10th, beginning at 6 p.m. For more info, visit lapca.org. And that's a look at some things to do. That's it for this edition. I'm Yana Kay. From all of us here at LA This Week, thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. See you next time for more of LA This Week.
Hi, I'm Kat Packer with the Department of Cannabis Regulation. I'm here to share with you a few basic rules regarding cannabis in the city of Los Angeles. Although California legalized cannabis in 2016, not every cannabis activity is lawful, and even when following the law, it's just as important to stay responsible. You must be at least 21 years old to legally consume adult-use cannabis. It is illegal to use, smoke, eat, or vape cannabis in public places. It is illegal to drive while impaired. All cannabis products must be stored in the trunk of a car and be inaccessible to drivers and passengers. If you're going to purchase cannabis in the city of Los Angeles, please do so from a licensed retail store. If you need help locating legal businesses, we provide a list and map of our locally authorized retail stores on our website. We also have a bunch of other great information on our website: health and safety information, information about commercial licensing, and how to file a complaint about cannabis-related activity. For more information about what's legal and how to stay responsible, please visit cannabis.lacity.org. And remember, stay responsible, LA.
Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday, May 7th. I want to welcome everyone to City Hall. Madam Clerk, we do have a quorum. Would you call a roll?
Blumenfield, Bonin, Buscaino, Cedillo, Heristason, Weezer, Koretz, Krikorian, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rodriguez, Rue, Smith, Wesson. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
First order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Bonin moves, Blumenfield seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
O'Farrell moves, Price seconds. Next.
And Mr. President, today is Tuesday and time for the flag salute.
Okay, why don't we all rise for our flag salute? We'll be led today by Mr. O'Farrell. All rise for the flag salute.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please place your hand on your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much, Mr. O'Farrell. Madam Clerk, let's run through the agenda.
Mr. President, there is a request from a member to continue item 20 to tomorrow, Wednesday, May 8th.
Could you repeat that?
Yes, there is a request to continue item 20 to Wednesday, May 8th.
So ordered.
Items 1 through 8 are items noticed for public hearing. There are cards on all items.
Okay, let's move to the next section.
Items 9 through 11 are items for which public hearings have been held.
Okay, let's prepare to vote on these items. If you would please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Thank you. Continue.
Items 12 through 33 are items for which public hearings have not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, so without objection, those items are now before this body. Do you have cards on these items?
There are cards on items 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32.
Okay, let's hold those items and vote on the remaining items. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
That brings us where?
And Mr. President, the ordinances will be held over 1 week unless reconsidered with 12 members.
Okay. In the event we get to that number, please remind me.
And then in the meantime, Mr. President, that takes council back to presentations, items called special or general public comment.
Okay, let's start off with Mr. Previn. We're going to do public comment, multi. Mr. Previn, you have items 1, 2, 3. You have items 1 through 8, 17, 19, 21 through 32 in your general public comment.
Thank you, sir. It's Eric Previn from Studio City. It's nice to see some young students down here today. Very exciting. I think it's from Birmingham, so congratulations to that great team. 28, I'll just take a quick look. We've got I believe it's the great new ninth. Mr. Price is issuing a refund of $50,000 to the West LA Community Development Corporation Restore Neighborhoods. Now, I'm not quite sure how that works, but we're excited to see that they're getting some money back from the city, $50,000. And then we're also got out on Whitsett, a little north of where I am, near Krikorian's constituents, there's a $50,000 lighting, looks like it's a lighting, sorry, it's not, it's for uniform patrol for the Whitsett soccer complex. He was also inquiring about lighting on that area, I guess yesterday at the budget meeting. Good work to light up the area and shine lights on all these things. You got a lot of items today that are speakable on the agenda, which raises questions. Very happy to see the retroactive, because this is the right kind of thing to do. It sounds like you hosted on May 2nd some kind of it looked like it was a graduation, which I love to see, from the Women's Public Policy Institute, African American Women's Public Policy. Good work, sir. That is a great idea. In the future, just on a best practices method, you approve that in advance, as opposed to have, because what could your colleague say other than let's go for it? It's a very small cost, and I certainly do appreciate it. Going back to the beginning of your agenda, you have a little bit of a liquor license thing going on over in Ruse District, I guess, over on Franklin. Now, sir, I read that even though we've made enormous strides with Vision Zero, drunk driving is up. I know that Mayor Garcetti and Koretz are having a little dialogue about whether or not we want to keep liquor places open beyond the 2 a.m. and that there's an ordinance upstate where we can weigh in on that. They're trying to make it so that big cities have a choice. But the problem is that nobody's going to choose to bring it down below 2 a.m. And people in the neighborhoods, and folks, there was that poor, frankly, person who got hit by a truck with a scooter at 3:40 in the morning. I just think when people are out drinking late at night, it becomes a public safety issue. So I don't know. This is in CD4. The one from your district, item 10 from CD10, sir, that was the one where they were changing ownership and that nobody had they continued it twice, and we're trying to track it. Fauble's trying to track it. We just want to know that you're not, handing out liquor licenses where we're actually trying to fight the crime, because that is one of the reasons why the LAPD makes those reports, and that's one of the reasons why we try. Now, in terms of item number, Mr. Galpern did a little look-see at all the different funds. He came up with a couple $100,000 from different funds. $250,000, and it's going to be sprinkled liberally according to the council. The one question I have was, is there any way when you transfer the remaining balance, there's 15 instructions to transfer the remaining balance, that you could identify what the remaining balance is? Because I guess Havak is in the back kind of whiting out those details.
1 minute for General.
Okay, sure. I'm happy to go to the meat of the matter. The County of LA administers the property tax and all the taxes, and CRLA, Mr. Cedillo will educate us later, is a great opportunity to fix blight all over. Unfortunately, the way the cities were tabulating, the county was tabulating, resulted in a big lawsuit. And last week, you guys settled it. But unfortunately, the city is going to be paying to LAUSD, and I think Mayor Garcetti's happy about it because we're trying to work together. $20 million. I hope the LA Times heard that because I didn't see anything about it. Mr. Bloom covers the LAUSD. Now, this is money that the county is holding, and they're going to deduct that amount from the amount that we could push out into our community. So the question is, what is going on with that? And why was that done in a closed session practice where I've engaged with your city attorney in Krikorian? I don't believe that the way you're doing it, the calling it out in live session late in the meeting after the other ones, is compliant, frankly, because I think that the people are entitled to be able to weigh in when you announce that you're going to spend $20 million, whether it's this way or that way. And thanks to Greg Luke, who represented LAUSD.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Previn. Mr. Sachs, are you here? Mr. Arnold Sachs? You're on items 21 and 23, so he gets 2 minutes, then general public comment.
Well, thank you, sir. Arnold Ross Sachs. Item 21 refers to the purchasing and the use of some motorcycles or motor vehicles by the city, and I'm just concerned. I remember reading about how the mayor was going to go green, and he purchased all these green vehicles for the police department, except it turned out that he leased them. And leasing vehicles is the most expensive way to buy them. So I'm wondering if it was a lease or a purchase here. And then item 23 refers to MICLA funding. And I'm really concerned about that. You know, there was a special meeting of the MICLA Corporation last week, and I wanted to go and I missed it. And item 7 refers to repurposing. They were going to do some funding because this item refers to repurposing of funds. It doesn't mention any project. But at this board meeting that I missed, at this meeting, they said they were going to take $250 million in MICLA funds. And $250 million in MICLA funds is exactly the same amount of money, $250 million in HHA funding that they were going to use for the Grand Avenue project. That's low-income funding that they're going to use for the Grand Avenue project. So now it's been repurposed into MICLA funding, and I'm concerned because in this report it says it's a general debt obligation, according to the CAO. Does that mean, if you approve this, that the Grand Avenue project is going to get $250 million of low-income funding that is now called MICLA funding? Just want to know, just let the public know that if you're looking for low-income funding, come down to Grand Avenue and you'll see these brand new condominiums going up that are supposed to be for low-income housing. The city council hard at work snoring through your life. They're sleeping while you try to figure out what to do with your life.
Let's give him his 1 minute.
Public comment. So you just missed a presentation about the Olympics. And one of the things Casey Wasserman said, it's the new norm. That's why I was holding up this article about the new normal, presented by Kanye West and Antonio Villaraigosa, who are both partners in MedMen. So this 10% off purchase price, does that become a tax write-off for them too? And Herbie, you ought to know, apparently African Americans and Hispanics can work together, Herb. It's not just one-sided. I know how you played me. I'm going to play you back. Also, Mr. City Attorney, when you sleep through these meetings, that's a crime. You can't sleep through meetings. Check at the county parking lot. They have these signs posted. Sleeping is a misdemeanor. It just says sleeping. It doesn't say where. So while you snore through these meetings, I can claim you were sleeping.
Thank you, Mr. Sachs. Thank you very much. Okay, let's bring up Miss Patricia McAllister. You have items 7, 25, 31, then your general public comment. But hold on one second before we start her time. Madam Clerk, let's vote on some items. Let's go items 1 through 6. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Now we'll do 8, 17, 19, and 24. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Twelve ayes.
Now let's vote on item 32. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, Mr. City Attorney and Madam Clerk, after Miss McAllister will end multi-comment. Okay, Miss McAllister, the floor is yours. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Okay, let's start with item number 7 about selling alcohol in Hollywood. I happened to be in Hollywood yesterday. An alcoholic got in my face. One guy came by with his pants, his penis showing. Everything was out. Another guy walking around, women just coming up to us. And the bus, this number 210, we need some investigation. People were packed everywhere at all the bus stops. 210 doesn't run for 2 hours going out to Crenshaw, your area. So we need to check on 210 going east around 6:30. They stop for about 2 hours, and it's ridiculous. Okay, here's another thing. So we don't need any alcohol, okay? You go down Hollywood and Vine. I'm talking about right on Hollywood and Vine, all that area, nothing but drunks, alcoholics, opiate addicts, and everything. Now you want to open up a liquor store. Come on, guys, let's wake up. Number 25, you want to transfer almost $6,000 to the police force looking at who's going to watch out for the Hollywood sign. Here's the deal. The police budget has over $1 billion in it, and it has money for overtime. You want to take this money out of redevelopment projects. You're building too many funds and trying to confuse people. See, it doesn't confuse me. I studied accounting. That's what these different funds are. The police has $1 billion in their budget and money for overtime. You should be taking money out of redevelopment for things like this. Okay, number 31. Here, this is Leimert Park, Crenshaw. Mr. President, I go to your area, that's your district, and I talk to people, and they say you're moving in white folks, giving them Section 8 vouchers, and you're moving out the blacks, just like Maxine Waters did in her 34th Congressional District, and Curran Price and Harris. You're moving out African Americans, bringing whites in. This is the only community with black people in it. When I came to California, Los Angeles, 16 years ago, the first thing I asked, where's the black community? And that was the only black community that I found in Los Angeles. So now you're moving them out for white folks and Mexicans and illegal aliens. Don't do that, Mr. President. And they need a special service area office in that district. They have nowhere to go if they're homeless and things like that. You should have a service agency in that district, Mr. President. And we're not going to move out the African Americans over there. I go over there all the time. You know I know what I'm talking about. Now, here, what I would like for you to do is set up a new wing, a new department here, and I'm happy to see that we have Mr. Curran Price on the...
You want to go to your general public comment?
No, I'm not done. I'm still talking about Leimert Park, okay?
But
Leimert
you're
Park
not talking
here.
on this item, though, so get back to this item, Ms. McAllister.
Done. Excuse me?
Go ahead.
I'm still talking about Leimert Park. We need to set up a new fund so that I and other people will know where these monies are going and how are these dollar amounts coming out of budget. Like they're coming out. They shouldn't be coming out of the department. Matter of fact, they should never even get to the budget committee. Some of them are just that outrageous.
Okay, let me give you your 1 minute.
Okay, let me give you the update on the lawsuits that we have here
Go
for the
ahead.
Los Angeles Unified School District, PARS, the Public Agency Retirement Services, and CalSTRS, the California State Teachers Retirement System. LAUSD violated the Civil Code Procedure 439A to meet and confer requirements, okay, and the attorney is being held in contempt. California State Teachers Retirement System, they have been served. And LAUSD lawsuit, the attorney violated the Civil Code Procedure, well, she did meet and confer. PARS violated the process of demurring. Yes. Evidently, I study this stuff 25, 30 hours a week. Okay, now, this counsel, she did not demur on the previous subjects. She cannot demur on previous subjects, okay? She can only raise issues of law. And she was all into the fact that I should have known that it was fraud before I discovered it. I couldn't have discovered it because they lied to me about where my money went, okay? So none of them has claimed any innocence. They admit that they stole the money. They're just saying maybe I should have, little nuance.
Thank you, Ms. McAllister. Good seeing you. Okay, that concludes multi-comment. Let's, Madam Clerk, now vote on items 21, 23, 25, and 31. If you'd please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Item 30, let's have a vote on reconsideration. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote. Mr. Krikorian.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Item number 30, I'd ask that the item be amended to change 50,000 to 20,000.
Okay. I'll second that. Let's open the roll on this amended. Open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Mr. Rue, quickly on item 7, it's my understanding.
Thank you, Mr. President. For item 7, I'd like to move to approve the application.
I second that. Okay, let's prepare to vote. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Ms. Martinez for a presentation.
Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, Mr. President. It is an honor to be honoring this amazing school, Birmingham High School, and their athletic program. Birmingham is known for its strength in athletic programs. Its athletic teams are made up of students from different grade levels, and that also includes students from the neighboring school of Daniel Pearl High School. Today, I'm really proud to recognize all of these students and their staff that are assembled here this morning. The young men and women have competed and won city titles in an array of sports, from soccer to wrestling to volleyball and to cheer. They have all put in countless hours of preparation and training to compete and win against their cohorts. Their perseverance has not only made them champions, but it had also pushed them to academically challenge themselves, earning higher average GPAs than most of their competitors. They are born and raised in the San Fernando Valley, and I'm so proud to represent them in my district. For many of these students, they will be the very first to attend, and their families to go off and attend college. And for many of them, it's an opportunity to be able to excel not only in athleticism, but also make sure that they do excel in their academics as well. Their hard work, along with their dedication of their coaches and their faculty, has led Birmingham athletic program from earning not only 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 city titles this academic year so far, and I think that deserves a big round of applause. Students, you have made your school and your community really proud. Each team could stand here, and I want to be able to recognize these are the 4 teams that are here this morning. Let me start with Birmingham boys soccer team. If we can please stand.
Stand up, guys. Yeah. Welcome.
So the boys soccer team are winners of the CIF Division Title I and is coached by Ed Adha. And Coach Ed was recently awarded the California Coach of the Year by the California Coaches Association. Can we please give Coach Ed a big round of applause?
Coach, thank you for your service.
I also want to recognize from the boys soccer team their captain, Noel Ortega, who was recently awarded. Where is Noel? Okay, come on, Noel, raise your hand. All right, there you are. Noel is the captain of the boys soccer team, and he has recently been awarded a full athletic scholarship to Cornell University.
All right, give Noel a round of applause. All right.
That's right, let's make Noel famous. Now I want to recognize the girls volleyball team. The girls volleyball team are winners of the CIF Division III title and are coached by Leanne Bennett. Yeah. The girls have persevered for 4 years to earn the school's first city title in volleyball. And one of their captains is Captain Haley Kessler. Haley Kessler. She was awarded the City Volleyball Division III Player of the Year for her leadership. So let's give these ladies a big round of applause. Our third team is the cheer team. Stand up. They are winners of Division I CIF title and coached by Devin Saxon, sorry. Devin, I'm sorry. This is their second back-to-back title as a team, and while their sport hasn't necessarily been recognized by the city, they have shown their own dominance in the field. So I want to congratulate you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Devin. And finally, our last team is Birmingham's boy wrestling team, the boys wrestling team. There you are.
Let's give them a round of applause.
And they are coached by Jim Maderos, and they won a dual Division CIF title. The team overcame...
Wait a minute, you guys, wrestling is hard. Give them a round of applause. I've wrestled. Hey, guys.
Wait,
all right.
Did you say you wrestled?
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There you go. Mr. President, I did not know that. You learn something new every day. The team has overcame early losses during their competition in order to win their title by winning their last 4 matches straight. And several of their players have earned scholarships to go to college like Oklahoma State University and Purdue University, among other universities that they'll be going to. Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Congrats, guys. Congrats.
So as you can see, true grit really does pay off, and I'm very proud to represent Birmingham High School in Council District 6. I'd like for all of us to welcome Josh Castro, the student body president at Birmingham Charter High School, to say a few words about what champion really means for this school. Let's give Josh a big round of applause. Apparently, Josh is a pro at public speaking, right? That's right. So, show us what you got. Come on.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the council. My name is Josh Castro. I'm the student body president at Birmingham Community Charter High School. Birmingham definitely holds a positive school atmosphere for all students where they can excel in their academics, but as well as in any sports and extracurriculars. I am proud to announce that 4 of our very own sports brought Birmingham championship titles this past year. The cheerleading team not only supports and attends all sporting events, games, and extracurricular activities held by our school, but they also have been recognized as a sport by the CIF, California Interscholastic Federation, as an official sport. So our incredible cheer team allowed Birmingham to carve their names in history, not only by becoming the first ever LA City CIF cheer division champions, but by winning the title back-to-back. Along with these amazing titles, this program has won several other national titles over the year and have traveled out of state to Las Vegas, Nevada, and Dallas, Texas to represent LA and the state of California. This team has worked together to leave everything on the mat in order to accomplish their ultimate goal of repeating history. 2014. That was the last time the boys soccer won the championship title for Birmingham. Our boys soccer team worked hard this season with the desire to claim the title once again. They succeeded as they became the LA City CIF Soccer Division I champions by winning 3-0 against San Fernando. The companionship and bond this team shares not only shows how well they work with each other on the field, but also with each other. As they strategically planned out every game, the team knew in order to win, they had to work together. This is soccer's 4th time in the city finals and their 3rd championship. Along with titles, boys soccer has sent at least one full scholarship Division I student athlete for the past 15 years. This year, due to excelling in his academics and in his sport, Noah Ortega committed to one of the top prestigious Ivy League schools in the country, Cornell University. In addition, Noah Ortega was voted Player of the Year. Majority of the volleyball started off together freshman year on the Frost Shop team and have been working on this for the past 4 years. Each player has a unique personality that makes the chemistry on the team easier to work with. This year, there was a lot of determination and hard work being put into every practice and positive mindset behind every single game. After many losses, our girls kept their heads up high and have finally won and claimed the title of LA City CIF Volleyball Division III champion title this season, making it the first one ever. Now, the boys wrestling team is the current LA City champions. This group works hard, is dedicated, and one of the best we've ever had. Our wrestlers endure many hours of blood, sweat, tears, and support each and every one of each other in the good and bad times. They are a family, an LA City champion family. Of the 14 weight classes in wrestling, BCHS has 4 LA City champions, 4 second-place finishers, along with 3rd, 5th, and 6th-place finishers at City. 5 of our wrestlers qualified for state competition: Jonathan Smith, Diego Nava, Aaron Galif, Desi Lobos, and Rocky Roman. Jonathan Smith finished 2nd for the state of California and 2nd for the USA. Best ever Los Angeles City wrestler. Even more importantly are the academic lessons and opportunities our athletes gain from a sport. Diego is signing with Indiana Institute of Technology, Aaron signing with Purdue University, and John is considered or has been offered by several schools, including Oklahoma State University. They are a true definition of the word, multitasker, from balancing their academics, other extracurriculars, their personal life, and of course, their own sport by attending every practice, every game, every match or competition. I believe without a doubt that these student athletes will excel in the real world. I would like to give a thank you to all of our athletes for the dedication and determination for this year. So please, a big round of applause for our athletes.
Well said.
Next up, I would like to actually give a round of applause to Birmingham and all of our coaches as they play a huge and vital role on guiding each sport to team victory. So a round of applause once again. Now lastly, thank you LA City Council for taking the time to recognize these amazing individuals that have worked extremely hard to be where they are both academically and athletically. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Very nice. I told her he was a natural. Thank you very much. And I would also like to express how proud we are of these students. Your high school is part of your family and this community and the city of Los Angeles. If we can all please ask you, I'm going to ask you all to rise. And let's give these young people a big round of applause. You have excelled in your respective field and sports, and I'm sure you're going to do amazing as you move on to college. Thank you very much, Council, for allowing me to recognize this amazing high school who's making amazing strides in sports. But as you can tell, they also have to keep up with their GPA, and they've gotten accepted to amazing universities throughout our country. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And now I'm going to present each one with their certificate. Thank you, Council.
Congratulations to you all. Let's give them another round of applause.
So this is for team cheer, Devin. Then we have one for our boys soccer team, Coach Ed. Okay, we have one for our girls volleyball team. You're welcome. And this is for our wrestling team.
Yay! And just for the record, general public comment is over as well.
See you guys outside.
Okay, let's vote on reconsideration. Madam Clerk, we have 12 members, so if we could vote on reconsideration of items 13, 14, 15, and 16. So please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, now those items are before us. Let's vote on the items. Please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Okay, they are approved.
And Mr. President, there is a request to send items 22 and 31 forthwith.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, Madam Clerk, what's before this body?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Okay, let's consider them posted and referred. But if I might, I want to go into announcements, and I have an announcement I'd like to make, and I'm going to stand as I make this announcement. I really want to thank every member of this council that voted to support naming a major street in the city of LA after President Barack Obama. Yeah, you can give him a round of applause. But Mr. Blumenfield, Bob, in fact, I want to make this personal, not business. Bob, thank you so much for coming to the event from the Valley. I can't say enough about Mr. Harris Dawson and Mr. Price, who stood with me every step of the way as we put this street renaming in place. Members, there were representatives, our colleagues from all over. Wendy Carrillo from the Assembly was there. We had Mayor James Butts from Inglewood, Mayor Asia Brown from Compton. We even had the sole Democrat from the Orange County Board of Supervisors there. I can't say enough about the support that we received from Mayor Garcetti's office, for Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas and the county's participation, our own Congresswoman Karen Bass, who was a campaign co-chair for the state of California for President Obama, and our own state senator Maria Elena Durazo, who was a campaign co-chair. And the Urban League was a huge, huge partner, and their president and CEO, Michael Lawson, who is a former Obama ambassador. I've never been at an event like this, and Mr. Harris Dawson, and maybe some of you that do events know what a click is, but I was told by the event organizers that we had over 25,000 clicks. So that means that over 25,000 people attended this renaming ceremony, and that's not including all of the volunteers, or all of the performers or their staff or all of the creative neighborhood people that were able to avoid going through the clicks. So I do believe that we had over 25,000 people there. Mr. Koretz, we had food trucks lined up on the boulevard, 3 of which were vegan food trucks. 2 of the vegan food trucks ran out of food. So vegans are on the rise. I just want you to know that. It was the best that America had to offer. We had people there from every generation, every color, every ethnic group, gay, straight. We were all in the house, and it was a phenomenal event. And during this time, with so much negativity and hatred and violence, to spend hours as a rainbow coalition just having a good time and showing a lot of love, I just cannot thank you enough. It was a phenomenal experience to see so many people standing at an area that we refer to as the intersection of hope and justice. And that would not have occurred if it weren't for the action of this council. So again, I thank you. And I say to Mr. O'Farrell, I say to Mr. Bonin, I say to Mr. Cedillo, I say to Monica, I say to Nuri, I say to David, when that day comes, and it will come, when we celebrate our first gay or lesbian president, or our first Latino, or our first woman, or our first Asian American president, I expect to get a front row seat from one of you. So I'm putting my bid in now, and I guarantee that day will come, and that day will come because of a tall, skinny guy with big ears and a funny name that changed the course of this nation. And we should always remember what he said to each and every one of us, no matter how big the job, no matter how big the challenge. Yes, we can. It was a phenomenal day, and on behalf of all of the people that were there and all of the people from the community, I thank each and every one of you. So with that said, Mr. Krikorian, in fact, let me recognize Mr. Harris Dawson.
Thank you so much, Mr. President and members, for taking the opportunity in a minute to get the comments on the record. The event on Saturday was very, very special for me. It was a representative of who Los Angeles is in this moment of history and how important that is and how important our pushback is. But it also was tying 2 things together as we stood there on what is now the intersection of Martin Luther King Boulevard and Obama Boulevard, which is a big deal. I was a small child. I was just able to read when there was a movement of community activists and rabble-rousers and this young, very energetic and articulate activist who was heading SCLC fought a movement from the outside of City Hall inside to change Santa Barbara Boulevard from Santa Barbara to Martin Luther King. And I remember as a kid people saying, oh, I'm going to always call it Santa Barbara. It's always going to be Santa Barbara to me. It'll never, ever change. And here we stood full circle. That same activist, now a supervisor for the County of Los Angeles, the council president, the mayor of the city, and a state senator standing there from inside the halls of power, initiating a street name change that, again, there were some people in the neighborhood said, it's always going to be rodeo to me, it's always going to be rodeo to me. And being able to think back on the change to Martin Luther King back in the early 1980s to this change, it is just an incredible arc that the city of Los Angeles has been on and that our leadership has been on, and the progressive nature of who we are. We are out front. We're first on $15 an hour. We're first on the environment. We're first, I think, on all the key environment, the key progressive issues of the day. And this street naming was really a symbol for that, and a great party and celebration to mark, one, who we are now, but who we want to be going forward, to America, to California, and to the world.
Thank you, Mr. Harris Dawson. Mr. Price?
I just want to I want to join both of you, just saying how proud I was to be a part of history, and we weren't alone. As you mentioned, and quite frankly, Mr. President, I think it were more than 25,000. Those are just the ones that got clicked. We know that there was just a tremendous crowd, an outpouring of support and pride, and it really was a rainbow coalition of folks involved and engaged. And I think it certainly hearkened back to some positive, pleasant times when President Obama was president, but also forced us to look forward and address and deal with the challenges and the obstacles and opportunities that are presented. So I'm happy to be a part of that historic time with the thousands and thousands of others, friends who came together to support the cause, who support doing the right thing, and who support community development at its highest form, really making and improving the lives of our families and our kids and our seniors in our community. So thank you for the opportunity, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield.
No, I was so glad to be there and appreciated, not just as a member of this council and the chair of Public Works, seeing one of our streets then change, but as someone like all of us who worked to see Obama become president and all that means for our country. And it's especially in light of the contrast that we see now that is so disheartening every day, where we seem to move more toward division and enabling hate. And it was just years ago when we were inspired by this president who talked about uniting us, bringing us together, no matter what race, no matter what color, no matter what religion. So going there, and I got a little bit of that energy that I had on Election Day and throughout the Obama administration, being there, in some ways coming from afar flung from the Valley, where it's just as important, the legacy of Barack Obama. I wish we could extend Obama Boulevard all the way into the Valley and into the 3rd District, but I know that might cause a few other traffic issues if we tried to do that, but it's worth thinking about. Because this is a president who made a big difference, and when it comes to Los Angeles, we pride ourselves on being the city of inclusivity, the city of not just tolerance, because tolerance is too low of a bar, but the city of embracing one another. And we had the Embrace LA program where we're bringing all of us together, and that's, to me, that intersection now of Obama and MLK Boulevard is a beacon. It's a beacon of hope of where we can go for the future, and to me, it's an inspiration. So I was inspired by the event itself, and inspired by all that it represents, and I'm just thrilled that we did it, and look forward to future things like that.
Thank you. Okay, now we can move into adjourning motions. So if Ms. Rodriguez, if all would please rise.
Mr. President, today we adjourn in the memory of Virginia Munoz Lozano. She was a longtime resident of Mission Hills who passed away on April 9th, 2019. Virginia was born on January 19th, 1934, to Josie and Pascuala Munoz. She married Joe Pinoy Lozano on December 2nd, 1958. And I know Councilwoman Martinez knows Joe as well. Together they had 6 children, 21 grandchildren, 24 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-granddaughter. Virginia was a dedicated and loving mom. She always kept up with her kids' busy sports schedule that included baseball, softball, cheerleading, football, and music lessons. She loved to sew and made everything from christening dresses to wedding dresses and all the latest fashions for her daughters. Virginia and her husband Joe were active in the community. They volunteered at post 176 of the American Legion in the city of San Fernando. She will be dearly missed by her friends and family. After enduring a long struggle with illness and being incapacitated for a number of years, Joe has taken a lot of great time and energy caring for her. She was also the sister of my godfather, and it's a very difficult time for the family, but she will be remembered always by her family and friends, and may she rest in peace.
Thank you. Mr. O'Farrell?
Thank you, Mr. President. Everyone in this chamber, everyone around this horseshoe has heard and has probably been to Musso and Frank in Hollywood. It's an institution in Los Angeles. It opened in 1919.
Don't you have members of the family with you? Do you have members?
They're here.
Why don't you go to the center? If they would.
Why don't you come to me?
Or come to you,
Come over here.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's incorporate them.
So Musso and Frank lost one of their own, and Ruben Rueda was an institution, and he passed away of natural causes on April 26th at the age of 68. And he has quite a life story. He had been a bartender at Musso and Frank Grill for 52 years. A native of Durango, Mexico, Ruben started at Musso's in 1967 when, in a much simpler time in this country, he simply walked in and applied for a job as a busboy. Ruben ultimately became a bartender and held that job for 52 years, working until just a few months ago. Do we need to hold?
Mr. Herman, you're disrupting this meeting that is over. One more sound and you will be removed.
Ruben crossed paths with many of the brightest luminaries of the literary, entertainment, and music worlds of the last half-century. As Hollywood's bartender, he served many notable people. He counted among his regular customers Keith Richards and the entire Rolling Stones, Rock Hudson, Orson Welles, Raymond Burr, Charles Bukowski, who I imagine was there on a very regular basis, Steve McQueen, Gore Vidal, and I would say countless other superstars of the film and entertainment industry. Ruben said this about his job, quote, "Mostly I like to talk to people, and I make people happy. That's my job. But I don't work at Musso and Frank because I want to work in a bar. I work here because I like these people, because I know these people. I work in the greatest place on earth. This is home. I see my customers more than I see my wife. I've been working here almost all my life. I'm a happy guy, and this place is here to stay." Well, indeed it is. Ruben just missed Musso's official centennial celebration this coming September, but we will be thinking of him later this year as we celebrate 100 years at this institution. He is survived by his wife, Maria Olga Rueda, his son, Leonard, who is right here with us, who also works at Musso's as a server and a bookkeeper, his daughter, Cynthia, right here. They're both with us today, and her two children. And Ruben's grandchildren are Brooke, who is a student at UCLA, and Sebastian, a student currently attending a university in Spain. We're also joined by the owner of Musso and Frank, Mark Echevarria, and his lovely wife, because they knew it was important to be here and that Ruben deserved an official city recognition for being such an important part of this great city and all that he added to our culture in his time here. We appreciate his years of service and friendship to the Hollywood community. Ruben, you and your family are in our thoughts and our prayers and in our hearts. Your legacy of kindness, a strong work ethic, and loyalty to the Hollywood community will benefit us all. Rest in peace, Ruben Rueda, and thank you for the many blessings over 52 years of service at Musso and Frank.
Well said, Mr. O'Farrell. Are there any more adjourning motions to my right? Now I'm turning to my left. I do not see any. This meeting's adjourned.